Hello guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another video. So for today's video I thought I would do a little day in the life of a dietitian. So the first part of this video will be a bit of a morning routine. Then I was hoping to speak to you a bit about sort of my job because I am a dietitian, so confidentiality, I can't really show you my actual work, but I would love to talk it through with you and explain sort of what my role is. And then a bit of what I do after work. So I have just got up, obviously a tea is very essential, and then I'm gonna head into my lovely dressing room, which I actually did up in a recent vlog, so I'll link that up in the iCard. But yeah, I'm just gonna head in there to my desk and start getting ready. In terms of a makeup look for work, I do like to wear makeup because I just feel a bit more put together, but I go for something natural. I don't use any eyeshadow, I just put a bit of bronzer on there and like a natural nude coloured lipstick, and to be honest I sweat most of it off by the end of the day anyway, so by the time I get to work I don't look overdone. Then I start on my hair, so if my hair was any longer I'd have to tie it up, but because it's short I just sort of go for a half up half down style most of the time, so I'm just blow drying it and then popping it up into that. So I'm just folding my work uniform ready to pack. I like to put this on when I get to work and not walk to work in it. Now it's time to make my lunch. I like to do this in the morning. I know a lot of people do it the evening before, but I find I like a lot of sauce in my food. So if I made it the night before, it would be very soggy. But I'm just making a bagel with some mayonnaise and some cucumber and some ham. And then just filling my water bottle ready to take with me to work and starting on my breakfast. So I will show you how I made this later on in the video when I make it for the next morning. But yeah, when I finish my breakfast I just pop my shoes on and then it's time to grab all of my stuff and head out to work. So my walk in the mornings is actually quite nice. I walk 20 minutes into town and then I get the bus up to work, which is about 10 minutes, so it works out quite nicely. And this is where I'm going to hand over to Live Emily because I can't show you anymore. Hello guys, Live Emily here. So I'm going to try and keep this bit brief. I could literally talk for years about my job because I guess I'm there every day. It's the thing I know most about, but I'm going to try and keep it brief. So I've just got into work, I've changed into my tunic, I've sat down at my desk, and the first thing I do is open my Excel spreadsheet. So every Band 5 dietitian covering a group of wards has a spreadsheet, so I have one for my wards, and the specialities of wards I cover are orthopedic, short stay, gynecology, gastrosurgery, respiratory and elderly. So those are the wide range of wards I cover, which is why my job is so varied, and that's what's great about being a newly qualified Band 5. So I've got my little spreadsheet and I've just got every patient that I've been seeing logged on there, so all the reviews are in for the date I want to see them, so it's all nice and neat. So the first thing I do is open up a program called ICM. Now this is different in every hospital and all the programs are, so I will not be going into detail, but basically I open up a computer program which shows a list of the patients on each ward. So I've filtered it just to be my wards, and what I do is I go through that list and I go through my spreadsheet, and any patients who've gone home or been discharged somewhere else, I just take them off the list and put them in another folder for discharges. Now we're going to focus on patients that have come into hospital. So I've got my list of patients that have been referred, but obviously there's more and more patients come in every day. I open up another different program called Extra Med. Told you not to get bogged down because there's just too many. And this is a program which controls our referrals. So someone on the ward will put in a referral for a patient, which means they think there's a reason that a dietitian needs to come and see them. We will see who's been referred, on what ward they've been referred, why they've been referred to us, and a little bit of information on sort of their weight and their BMI as well. Then what we do with those is just pop them in the spreadsheet. Then it's time to check if we know them. So there's a couple of programs that we use to do this, but basically we're trying to determine, has this patient been seen by a dietitian before, and therefore do they have written record cards, or have they not, and do we need to make one? So once you have all your patients, both the news and the reviews, in the spreadsheet for that day, it's important to prioritize your workload. For example, it's Monday when I'm filming this. I've just got home from work. I am in control of 7 wards, and I had something like 11 new referrals today. Now obviously I can't see 11 new people plus the 2 reviews I had in, so I had to prioritize which ones were more important to see. So in terms of prioritization, tube feeds are always urgent. Other urgents might be really low BMIs, so we'll just prioritize accordingly and decide which ones we think we need to see most, and then sort of put them in order, and then we head to the wards. So on the ward we would just sort of gather information for patients, then do our assessment. I can do other videos on this. I'm not sure if that's something people would be interested in, but let me know down below if you are. But basically we sort of assess using all the information. We speak to the patient, have a nice little conversation with them, speak to the nurses, see how they're getting on, and then we come up with an aim and a plan, and then we implement it. So whether it means prescribing the supplements that we've written in the plan, or just writing the patient up for some snacks or encouragement, things like that. Whichever wards you deem to have the most urgent patients on it, that is where you go first, and you just work your way through, usually until about 12:30, and then I meet up with my colleagues for lunch. We always have lunch together, and it's just really nice to sort of have half an hour of just talking about literally nothing to do with work, so that's really nice. And after lunch you might either go back down to the wards if you've still got patients to see, which most of the time I would, or you might stay in the office. You might do some phone calls to patients who've gone home and need a bit more support at home, or you might do some discharges, which can include referring to the community team, which is a long form, or sort of filling out prescription slips and things like that. So that was a very quick whistle-stop tour of what I do in a day as a dietitian, but it is now 4:30. I can hear that metaphorical bell ringing and I'm so happy. So we're going to go back to voiceover Emily, and she's going to tell us what we do next. So I've now finished my day in work again, so I'm heading back, and first thing I do is put my slippers on. I don't know about you. Then I start thinking about snacks. So today I have decided to cut up some watermelon, and I had it with a cup of green tea. I then like to do a bit of editing, so I'm actually editing my Weight Watchers diet video. If you haven't seen it, I will link it in the eye. But yeah, it really calms me down after work and kills time for dinner. So today we're having leftovers, which is a regular occurrence. So I think it was beef chow mein, and it was very yummy. I go for a run every evening, definitely not, but this evening I decided to go for a little bit of a run around the big park opposite our house. And when I've recovered from the run, I then crack on with some sort of adulty chore bits like washing the dishes, and then I'm going to show you how I make my breakfast. So the breakfast I made last night and for tomorrow is 30 grams of porridge oats. I just use whichever ones are cheapest. Then I add about 100 grams of yogurt. I use like a peach and passion fruit flavour, but you can use whatever you like. Then I mash up a banana and pop that in as well. And then I just top up with almond milk to sort of the consistency that I want it, and it makes a really nice like creamy overnight oats. And I like to add some strawberries as well, or just whatever fruit I've got in the fridge. Then when I'm tucked up in bed, I watch a bit of TV or YouTube. I was watching Gossip Girl this evening, and then it is time to head to sleep. So that is pretty much it. So guys, that was a day in my life as a dietitian. So if you did enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe down below if you haven't already. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!